What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to OzSide Football, your number one football channel destination with an Australian twist. Yes, Harry?
Welcome. Welcome, everyone.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, that's all I have to say is welcome. It's a beautiful Saturday. The sun's shining, and I'm grateful to be here.
Here for transfers. We're not going to do like a super extensive one today. We're just going to go through... There's two massive ones.
Yeah, clearly. But in other news, there's some that really kind of changed the direction of my table predictions.
Did it? All right, go on.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to go to France, right? I love my French people, so to speak. And we saw 5 transfers, and they were all sick. First one was Jean Lucas from Lyon to Monaco for 12 million. Lyon are in the trenches, so to speak. All they've got is, like I said, if you watch the table predictions, is they've got Lucas Paqueta. That is their most valuable asset at this moment in time. I know they have Hassan Mawar. I know they have Toko Ekambi and Dembele, but Paqueta is like going to be the star of that team if they achieve anything. But Jean Lucas, great midfielder, centre midfielder, Brazilian boy. And also Monaco reinforced their front line with Ben Yedder and a Jovetic replacement. The Dutch teams are getting rated, as every season they do.
Yes.
And Myron Boadu from Alkmaar to Monaco for 17 million. That's a steal.
That is a steal, an absolute steal.
Yeah. He had similar output as Daniel Marlin, but 13 million cheaper. And just ridiculous striker and had a ridiculous season over in Netherlands. So Monaco now have Ben Yedder and Myron Boadu up front. Which, that's what I mean, man. Monaco could have a great season here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we saw Lille doing what Lille do best. They sell players. So they sold Luis Araujo. I'll get to that later for 15 million about. But they signed Amadou Onana from Hamburg, who had a decent season. Excuse me. And they signed him on a $7 million deal, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And he'll go straight into that side, I believe. He's coming off a good season in the second Bundesliga. And I feel like he'll do pretty well there. And Lille doing what Lille do best. They're just picking up players that they scout extensively. Then Lens, who I put a lot lower than I should have in the league table, they signed Kevin Danso from Augsburg. He's
fuck off,
in his
really?
young 20s. Yeah, for 5.5 million. Austrian centre-back, big boy. And I'm going to call him Frankowski. I can't say his first name for the life of me. Polish wide midfielder, I should say. He's played on both sides. He plays for Chicago Fire, but he went to Lens for 3 million. Last year, he didn't really play that many games, but in 13 games, he had 2 goals and 2 assists from midfield, which is pretty nice. But he also went to the Euros, which is where they've clearly scouted him from, and he managed to get on the pitch 3 times.
Yep.
So Lens, for a total of 8 million, have brought in another wide midfielder and a starting centre-back for fuck all.
Yeah, that Danso deal, that surprised me. That's big.
Yeah, Danso's very well touted by football fans. Now, if we go across to the motherland, Italia.
Yes.
We saw 3 sick transfers. The last one being surprising. So Marco Arnautovic went from China towards Bologna for 3 million. That means he goes up top with the rat tail himself, Palacio. And like that, I think that's a sick deal.
That's a sick deal.
I hate Bologna as a Fiorentina fan, but Soriano, and they got some good players there as well. So that was a sick deal. And for Arnautovic, we're seeing, like I've said it before and before again, people don't know about it. Chinese clubs, because of COVID, a lot of them are owned by retail giants, and they're all folding and they're selling assets left, right, and center where they can.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones left are the ones that aren't owned by retail giants, or that retail giants didn't suffer major consequences of COVID-19. So electronics and stuff, those type of companies. But nonetheless, that's off topic. We saw a huge signing in Maria Demiral, going from Juve to Atalanta on loan as a Christian Romero replacement.
Yes. Good on them. I like that. Swift business.
Yeah, Demiral's an actual animal.
He's a stud. He suffered a very awful injury, but he's a stud.
Yeah, he's dead set animal, like when he wasn't injured for Juve. Like, him and De Ligt are the future of Juve. But I wouldn't be surprised if Atalanta pick him up, to be honest.
If they trigger that buy option.
Yeah, and Juve did let go of Christian Romero. They never gave Romero that much of a shot, and here we are. Romero's worth $50 million, and Juve can't do anything about it because they signed a $16 million release deal with Atalanta. So Atalanta have bought Romero officially, and then loaned him out to Spurs, and that'll most probably go to $55 million coming into next season if Spurs trigger it.
Yeah.
Then we saw Sirigu, and this backed my Torino prediction. Sirigu left Torino to go to Genoa on a free. So Torino have a struggling back line. Yeah. Torino officially fucked, personally.
They're in the mud.
They've still got Bellotti. They've legit got Bellotti. That's it.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. They've got one bloke.
Yeah, Simeone Zaza doesn't do it anymore. Now, it gets someone interesting here. We're going to go across to America quickly.
Yes,
because Luis Araujo is the next Miguel Almiron. If you watched Lille last season, you know he played a decent part, not a key part, so to speak, but he played a decent part in their title-winning season. And he went to Atlanta.
Of course he did.
So Atlanta, Josef Martinez has his South American counterpart back in a different form, and hopefully they could do the bloody love heart thing. I'd love to see that again. That's awesome. It was really sad when Josef Martinez did it by himself after Almiron signed for Newcastle. I almost cried. But anyway, after that, we have, and all my FIFA boys should know this, career mode boys, Ryan Gould, who was meant to be the next Kenny Dalglish at one point, next Scottish hope. He went from Farense, who's Portuguese second division team, across to Vancouver for 350,000. So Whitecaps have picked up. Yeah, well, it's good for him as well, going to play MLS instead of second division Portugal. Let's hope he finds his feet. And honestly, watching Scotland at the Euros, they could do with an attacking outlet, like somewhat creative.
Yeah.
Andy Robertson, whilst his attacking output is nuts, it's not creative at all. And if Scotland really want to challenge teams, they need to have someone that's not predictable.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what attacking midfielder is, a creative attacking midfielder, so to speak. Then we went to Spain and 2 quick signings, nothing crazy. Obviously, Messi's left Barcelona. I'd like to say this.
Yes?
I'd like to say this. I find it interesting that Barcelona waited for City to announce Grealish for 120 million to say that Messi's not coming back to Barcelona.
Oh.
I just think it's interesting because it's like obviously City have got to deal with financial fair play rules, but also I don't know, I just thought it was very interesting they waited for that. And obviously PSG and City are the 2 ones touted for Messi.
Well, it's going to be PSG.
But surely PSG are breaking financial fair play.
They have to, right? Well, but think about it. They're not signing any transfer fees. They're not spending money. They got Donnarumma free.
No, but those wages are stupid.
They must have some way, shape, or form to where they can structure it. Because how are you going to sign Sergio Ramos, who would want ridiculous money? Gini Wijnaldum, who would want a fair amount of money? Ashraf Hakimi, who would want a fair amount of money? Donnarumma would want a fair amount of money. And then they have Messi, who's at least 250,000 a week. At least.
More.
It'll be more.
Now he's not a Barca. More.
Yeah, it'll be more.
The other thing I see Messi doing is, whilst Barcelona sort out their shit for the next year, is Messi goes to either home in Argentina, plays for New Old Boys for a year, or he goes to Inter Miami for a year to be with Beckham.
Cool.
Or crazier, if he can't go to City, he goes to New York City.
Well, that I was just going to say, apparently there's a rumor going around that he's going to sign for City on a 3-year deal, 2 years, sign for the City group. So he's going 2 years at Man City and a year at New York City.
Yeah. It's honestly, I'm not a Barcelona. I actually hate Barcelona. But Messi and Ronnie, both Messi and Ronnie have such a special place in my heart. And the thing about Ronnie is you could always see him in different colours because he came from different colours. He came from Lisbon. He came from United. He went to Real Madrid. Then he went to Juve. Whereas Messi, from the age of 10, he's been a Barcelona kid. And you can't even think of Messi elsewhere. It's crazy. You can't even picture those moments he's had at another club.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd.
Yeah.
There's also there's an outside shout that there's 2 outside shouts First one being Chelsea, which is fair enough because they haven't spent any money and they've sold a
I
fuck
thought
ton
that
of
as well.
players. They sold a hell of a lot of players. So in terms of financial fair play, they could pull it off. Second of all, they could also just... They're saying he could just wait for Barcelona to sort it out. And he's saying that
he'll taking a year.
I see him take... Either he takes a year off or he just waits or just asks for less money.
Yeah, or they have released this in a PR stunt to hope that La Liga breaks some rules for them.
That's exactly it. They could see La Liga will just be
like... A
like...
lot of Spanish people have said that.
Yeah, like...
And that's your most credible source.
It's just like... Messi leaves La Liga. Who are you going to watch in La Liga?
Yeah.
Messi's gone. Sergio Ramos is gone. There's no more La Liga Messi versus Ronnie.
Even like just like Varane and all that, they're not there anymore. Like it's not. Yeah,
it's not. There's no eyeballs because Messi's not there. And how many Barcelona fans are going to be PSG fans when he signs for PSG now?
Yeah, that's true. Fuck PSG,
because they're Messi fans, right? So then you're getting all of those, like the Argentinian market is gone from La Liga.
Yeah. And
it's going to Ligue 1 or it's going to if it goes to the Premier League, that's massive for the Premier League because all these Argentinian eyes will be on the Premier League now.
Yeah, for sure. And,
I don't know. If he signs for PSG, I hope they don't win the Champions League.
Yeah. No,
I
that's what football
I hope they
means,
lose the Champions League.
Ajax to win it. I've said it here first. Ajax to win the Champions League. I feel it coming.
Sporting's going to win the Champions League.
Yeah, I feel something happening in the Champions League this year. You heard it here first. Someone surprising will be in the round of 8.
Nonetheless. Okay, wait. What do you think Messi's going to do? If you're going to put $1,000 on what Messi's going to do?
Two options. He goes to either America, so he goes to New York Old Boys for a year while Barcelona sorts out their shit, which would be the most respectable thing I've ever seen done by a footballer. Or he goes to Inter Miami or New York City, joins City Group. But Inter Miami I can see happening for a year. Gonzalo's already there. Blaise Matuidi's already there. I'm sure he knows of Matuidi quite well. And, of course, Beckham runs the club. So I can see Messi going there for a year. But that's where my money is. I'm most probably wrong. What do you think?
My money's on PSG. I just think
it has to be.
It has to be.
It fucking has to be.
It has to be. That's like the safest thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him in Chelsea colours. I've grown a bit of a respect for Chelsea over the due time because of like their youngsters recently. Mm-hmm. I thought that was sick. So yeah, but nonetheless,
Chelsea would be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. But enough about Messi.
Yeah, I don't care about Messi. Whatever.
Yeah, he's not done anything yet, and it could be a PR stunt. I'm telling you, it could be a PR stunt. Nonetheless, we saw Luis Abraham, Messi to Luis Abraham. He's a Peruvian centre-back. He went back to Argentina for a bit because he was losing form in Europe, and he's gone back to Granada. So that's a great signing. And then for all my United fans, Facundo Palestri went from United to Alaves on loan.
Back.
That's all that happened in Spain. We don't care about Spain that much. Another one that's pretty minor, but Valentin Rozier, who was one of the best players in Turkey last year, went back to Besiktas on permanent. Which is sick. Sick for Besiktas because they're playing Champions League football. And he could honestly end up being in that French right-back position if Pavard ends up getting himself injured, etc., etc. Now, we're going to go to England, the UK at large. I'm going to start with 3 transfers outside of the Prem. So we had James McCarthy and Joe Hart go to Celtic for a combined $1.2 million. Ange Postecoglou, baby. Let's bring it home, right?
Although they got knocked out of the Champions League. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, but those players, I think the goal is win the league this year and give the Champions League a proper crack. James McCarthy's a good player. He's part of the Palace clear-out. And Joe Hart's a great keeper for Celtic standards.
Yeah.
And then we saw something interesting, and I saw on TikTok West Brom fans going off their head about it. But Matías Pereira went to Al Hilal for almost $20 million.
Did you see?
I'm a West Brom fan. I am fucking cheering. We've got $20 million for him. I know he's not easy to replace.
He's a good player,
but at the same time, I guarantee the bloke's getting 4 times his wage.
Yeah.
At West Brom.
Oh god, yeah. Do you see that? He posted like, I want to leave. He posted like a full-on statement saying he wants to leave the club.
Yeah.
Why? Just
interesting, eh?
I don't know, man. Like, I guess, say he was making 50, 60 grand a week at West Brom. He'd be making 200 grand a week at Al Hilal.
I guarantee it's massive.
Yeah.
And championship, sure. Like, of course, he'd want to play. I have no doubt he actually wanted to play for West Brom. But at the same time, like, Al Hilal have got good chances of winning the ACL, and it's a good chance for him to set up his whole family. That's what people don't understand about this type of money. He is not, like, Matthias Pereira is not going to win a Champions League in the starting 11, in my opinion. So for him, same with Oscar. We all loved watching Oscar at Chelsea, but at the same time, that bloke had one opportunity to go, I'm going here, I'm going to China, and I'm setting up my family, my friends, and anyone who needs it from my area.
Yeah, that's it.
Tevez did the same. Tevez fucking hated China. He didn't even train. But he went to China, got the bag, took it all home, and said, all right, buy property, buy all this, we're done. You know what I mean?
If I'm a football player and I've already experienced England, I've experienced the best league in the Premier League, and then I get offered 200 grand a week to go to Saudi Arabia for maybe a year he'll be there, and then he'll leave again, and I get that bag.
And how the fuck do you blame him leaving West Brom when you watch West Brom, he was the only fucker one who gave, like, besides Diagno as well. I think I said his name right. Those two are the only ones that had, like, any sort of
creative spark or anything.
Yeah, like, it's the same as if he was at, like, Burnley.
Yeah.
Or Stoke, you know what I mean? Like, they played to play football. They didn't play to stay up. They played to, like, win. They didn't play to win 1-0. They played to score 3 or 4.
I would have loved Matthias Pereira at Everton.
He could have gone anywhere in the Premier. He could have even come to Arsenal.
Exactly.
I would have liked to see him at Arsenal. Would have been great there, but obviously those wages that Al Hilal asked for,
they'd be too crazy, man.
And West Brom, if I was you have 18 million to spend. Go ham.
Yep. Get some good championship players, or get some
fucking Prem players, man.
Get some Prem players. Get yourself up, and then go down again next season. Whatever. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's whatever. Nonetheless, let's go to the Premier League. Now, where do we start?
Oh, boy.
Jackie Boy has made his way to City.
Yep.
City are collecting cards, as we said last episode.
We said that, yep.
Where the fuck Grealish goes, if he goes into that starting 11, I don't know. But what I do know is if I'm one of the big clubs across Europe, I would be poking my nose at Mahrez.
I'd be poking my nose at Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, well, I was going to say him as well, but I'd be like, hey, if you come here, Mahrez can literally go anywhere in the Prem and start.
Yeah.
Like, even
United,
he's
only
Liverpool,
30?
Chelsea. No, I don't even think he's 30. So, like,
there you go.
Same with Bernardo Silva, late 20s.
Bernardo Silva's only 27, 28.
Yeah, and like, both of them would fit, like, even in the Liverpool side that we see now, like, as good as that starting 11 is, Mahrez and Bernardo Silva, I guarantee, would start.
Yeah.
Because obviously Mane can play striker. So, I think, like, if I'm one of the big clubs in Europe, and I know for Juve as well, they could do with a bit more attacking output from the wing. Obviously, they've got Kulusevski and Kaisa, but Kaisa likes to play down the middle.
Yeah.
At Juve, at least. When it comes to Italy, he knows his job's on the wings. But, I think there's some clubs out there that'll be looking around at Mahrez and Bernardo Silva now that deal's gone through. But on the flip side of that, we saw some awesome business. Obviously, we saw Buendia go early in the window, right? But we've seen Danny Ings go for 35 and Leon Bailey go for 32.
Literally out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, Danny Ings I didn't see coming. Leon Bailey
was sure, but Danny Ings was just like, yeah, he's at Villa.
Yeah, and it's crazy because let's go through it. If we have centre midfield, we have John McGinn and Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
And then we just move a bit further up the pitch. Now we have, on the fringe, we have El Ghazi and Bertrand Traore. Then we have Buendia, Leon Bailey, right? And then we have Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings.
Yeah.
And I'm missing I'm missing more. I can't point my finger at it, but I'm definitely missing more. But nonetheless, that's crazy. Like, McGinn and Luiz in a 2 midfield, and then you have Bertrand Traore would most probably start because he's actually quite a baller. You also have Buendia, who can play down the middle or the right. You have Ings and Watkins if they want to play our 2 up top. And then you also have like Leon Bailey on the left.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, Matty Cash at right back, Mings and
Matt
Consart centre back.
Matt Target at left back as well.
And Target does a decent job at left back too. They could strengthen there for sure. But
Martinez, solid option goal. God damn.
Yeah, they've really built something there. So well done to Villa. Put your hands together.
Yeah, good job, Villa.
Now, we go to Arsenal. Ben White was confirmed. All done. I am actually kind of happy. I looked at I don't agree with the transfer fee, but I looked at, I was like, all right, now we have him and Gabriel. We have Kieran Tierney. We have Lukonga in the midfield with Partey. You know, we have Smith Rowe. We have Saka. We have a bunch of great young players. We have a Bamia Blackayang. And then we have fucking Lacazette. And then, we have a decent little squad. Yeah. So, look, I'd like to get rid of Bellerin. I love the bloke, but he just doesn't do it anymore. No. Nonetheless, we also have Leno, so I can't complain. I really can't. They're trying. Arsenal have dipped into their pockets, and it's what we asked for. They have dipped into their pockets, yeah. Whether we like it or not, they know what they're looking at. There's the scouts there aren't dumb, so they know what they want, and they've got what they want. So that was another move that kind of surprised me. But on the other side of North London and Spurs, a bunch of fucking D-doys. But great signing here. They've signed Christian Romero. Good
on him. Yeah. That's a good one. Well, Christian Romero and Galini, so obviously two players there that know each other well. They'll be able to gel.
I was going to say, it's kind of like that is optimum arousal, him and Davinson Sanchez at full form. In a centre-back duo.
Yeah.
Like that is pace, and that is strong pace. Like that's not not Van Dijk type of strong, but those two are big boys. They're not going to back down from a 50-50. They're not going to back away from headers. It's going to be hard to get into that box. Obviously, Spurs need to fix up their fullbacks.
They do. Especially, maybe Nuno doesn't even want to play with fullbacks. He might just play a three at the back. Yeah,
sure.
He might just do the Wolves
thing. The thing we're forgetting is Doherty's already there.
Yeah. Didn't have the best season, but he's been reunited with Nuno. And and
I'm sure Nuno will get the best out of him playing further up the pitch.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that was a sick deal from Spurs. I still hate Spurs, but good on him. I've got to acknowledge good business for us there. Our second favourite club in Palace signed Conor Gallagher on a loan.
Good on him.
Bit of business. They're very smart to be signing London players that don't need to move.
No, yeah. They'll be happy to play in a London club, Premier League.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. And it's very smart. And then last one, which I really liked. We saw Palmer go down last year, which is really sad because I love Palmer and they've been through the trenches. But Juraj Kuka, who is a nutter, Slovenian nutter, he signed for Watford on a loan. And he is a nuts midfielder. We saw him at the Euros. He is sick.
Yeah.
He is sick. So... in terms of the Prem, there were some good signings. And Watford, well done. You've brought in a decent midfielder there, and I'm sure he actually goes into the starting 11.
Definitely.
And now we go across to the rest of Europe. Now, quick shout-out to our boy from... Quick shout-out to our boy from Australia. I'm not sure where he's from. But Dennis Janro went from MacArthur to Toulouse for $500,000.
Good job.
First of all, awesome for MacArthur. Well done. I'm a Wanderers fan, but well done getting a transfer fee for a player. A-League clubs is very
Never do it.
And Toulouse, for the people that don't know, plays in the second division, but they're actually quite a big club in France. And,
they are massive.
They're similar to a Schalke or Werder Bremen, big club, and just suffered a shit season or two and have found themselves in the second division. A few years ago, Ben Yedder was playing up top for them, best way to put it, and Braithwaite. So that's what they had. And, so they're not bad. We saw Henry on Yukuru go from Monaco to Olympiacos. And then we saw Victor Fischer, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Played for Middlesbrough when they came up. Yeah, Copenhagen to Royal Antwerp. And I will do an Instagram post on Antwerp because they've signed some good players. He went there for 1.5 million. 27-year-old went to the Euros.
Yeah, right.
As well.
Yeah, right.
So, that was good. And then an interesting free agent is Oliver Incham from...
Is he actually?
Yeah, free agent, according to Transfer Market.
Okay.
So, I see French clubs and Premier League clubs looking at him.
Yeah, mid-table Premier League clubs.
Yeah, and then we saw Gregors Krakowiak go to Krasnodar for 2.5 million. Krasnodar look like they're going for the title. Then a great signing, and if you watch the Euros and you play FIFA, you know who I'm talking about. Roman Yaremchuk Ukrainian striker for Gent, went to Benfica on a $17 million deal.
Wow.
Yeah, Benfica looking to do a bit of business.
Yeah, they want to win the league.
Yeah, so in terms of confirmed, that's all we've got this week. Personally, I don't know about you, Jaden, but my favourite in terms of price and all things considered would be Arnautovic and Demiral.
Okay. Who's my favourite?
I feel like you're going to say Boadu.
I would say that, but I said that last week. I said last week in my rumours that he'd be my favourite. You know what? Fuck it. He's my favourite. 17 million. Dutch
and
boy.
Kevin Danso is a good shout.
Yeah, that's it. Kevin Danso. There you go. No. That's my favourite. Kevin Danso.
Yeah. Great shout.
Great shout. Alrighty.
Now, onto the rumours.
Yes, rumours. There's not a whole lot of rumours because everyone's just talking about Messi. So there's not a whole lot to sort of...
Hey, it's a quick episode, people.
Yeah, that's it. Not a whole lot to go through. I don't know why I didn't clock in my head. Harry Kane missing out on Tottenham training to push a move to Man City.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just signed Jackie Boy, and I think they're going to break the transfer record again for Harry Kane.
It's fucked. City's ruining football. I said it. I said it.
Did you see those interviews Pep did when he was like, he said Jack Grealish is a great player, but City can't afford him, or Harry Kane's a great striker, but City can't afford him.
Pep has a Mourinho style of just saying things to kind of like move the press in different directions, like get the focus on Pep. Mourinho's always done that better than anyone. No matter how shit the team plays, he'll say something about himself or about the referees that makes you go, Mourinho's fucked in the head, where in reality, he's just taking pressure off the players in the club.
Yeah, 100%.
And Pep does that well, and like he did that well with the Grealish deal, and he'll do it most probably with his Kane deal.
I can't believe he missed. He's saying he's going back to training now, but I can't believe he missed how many? Was it 3 days?
2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days. Yeah, ridiculous, man. That's at least have some respect for your club.
Yeah.
Look at Varane. Varane's deal to Manchester United was so well known, but he still went to training every single day out of respect for his club because he's been there for years and years and years. So that once his move is finally all complete and done, then he goes.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know.
Yeah, surprising from Kane, hey?
Yeah, well, I mean, he is Tottenham.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, he's an Arsenal boy growing up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not Tottenham, but it's just always interesting, that paradox of is he truly Tottenham when he grew up in awe of Thierry Henry and whatnot?
Well, as well as that, it's his fault for signing the extension to the contract.
Yeah.
Don't sign the contract extension. If he didn't do that, he would have either been sold last season or he would have been already at City this season.
Yeah.
Just don't sign the contract. If you're gonna throw all your toys at the pram, be a little bitch about it all, that's your fault.
Yeah, I completely agree, brother.
At least show up to training. You're getting paid big bucks. At least show up and kick a ball around for a couple of hours. That's just my 2 cents. I do think the deal's gonna happen though.
Yeah, likewise. I think it's on its way.
How, but just how?
I'd break everything, bro. I can't even explain it.
I guess if you sold Bernardo
it's oil money. Respectfully, it's oil money. So it's it's ridiculous money that the owners can fork out of their own pocket, not the club pocket.
Yeah.
Their money's endless. They're basically trillionaires. So
oh no, God, yeah.
Yeah. And you think Kane's wage is big, but it's nothing to them. So I think I think it's interesting, and I think Kane's definitely going to City, and if City and PSG don't end up in a UCL final together, you know what would be awesome?
Yep.
City and PSG find themselves in the round of 16 against each other in the Champions League.
Yeah, and then the other one gets knocked out in the 8.
Well, just so one of them is knocked out early.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We won't see it because they'll rig the draw, but that would be awesome.
They could even just rig it so that it happens, so that more people watch it.
Yeah.
Or they might do that for
I can see one of those finishing in second in their group, depending on who they get. I'm not sure. Have the groups been released?
No.
No, not yet. What was it? Europa League groups were released or no?
Not yet. I don't think so. I think they're doing the conference. Do you see that photo
Yeah,
of
I saw
the
something
conference?
about groups.
Yeah, I think it's conference.
Yeah.
But we'll finish off with a little bit of Italy striker movement. So this is a three-team debacle. Romelu Lukaku is linked with Chelsea, going back to Chelsea. Good on him. If he leaves, Inter will push for Duvan Zapata from Atalanta. And then Atalanta will apparently move for Tammy Abraham to replace Zapata. So Lukaku goes to Chelsea.
I love every single move. I love every single move.
Lukaku goes to Chelsea. Zapata goes to Inter. Tammy Abraham goes to Atalanta.
Yeah, and I'd like to say this, right? I'm not saying this for skin color purposes, but they're all the exact same striker. Like Zapata and Lukaku are so similar, and Tammy Abraham with a bit of muscle becomes the exact same striker.
Yeah,
like they are big hold-up players that have extensive speed once they're moving. Not necessarily acceleration, but like Zapata, when he gets onto a ball, he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Same with Romelu and same with Tammy. Like, it would be awesome. And Atalanta, I can't speak highly enough of them. They know what they're doing. As same with Demiral, Romero deal, but like, that seems awesome. And Romelu to Chelsea would be awesome.
Yeah, good on him.
I feel like Timo deserves another season, but because I love Timo.
But then that, as well as that, if that Lukaku deal does happen, Haaland doesn't go to Chelsea.
I don't see Haaland leaving. I've said that multiple times.
That's what we're saying. Haaland, even next season, he's not going to Chelsea.
No.
He'll go to...
Haaland might not leave, man.
He might not. He might just stay at Dortmund.
Yeah, and that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But nonetheless...
You don't need oil money.
No. You don't need it. You don't need ridiculous money to play at City and PSG. They're not like. They're just not. They're not respectable, in my opinion, for how they do things.
Yeah,
like they buy trophies.
I get what you mean.
They buy trophies, and like, with all due respect to their fans, I know there's diehard fans that were there before all of this shit, for sure, for sure. But like the people that just hop on board because they win every year, I think that's the most fucking boring thing.
Yeah, stupid shit, bro.
And they still can't win the UCL because they haven't got the heart for it. They haven't got the club for it. You need to win a UCL.
No. They're collecting cards. They're collecting cards.
Yeah, to win a UCL, you can win domestic titles all you want. To win the UCL, you have to have a club, like a club that knows how to do it. And we saw it with Chelsea. It has all those young players in that final knew what they had to do. Knew exactly what they had to do, and they didn't change from what they did. Whereas Man City went in there and they're like, "Oh yeah, genius masterclass. Let's take a defensive midfielder out of the thing." Rodri's one of the best in the world at being a defensive midfielder, and you take him out in the most.
Well, they bought him to be a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, and like Havertz, man, and Mount and Reece James, Chilwell, like it's a sick. Obviously, Chilwell comes from Leicester, but it's just a sick setup they got going on there, and like.
Yeah, although they have oil money too, but I feel like they don't just collect.
Yeah, but they've got Russian money. They've got Russian money, Chelsea. But this is the thing. Nothing wrong with spending the bag for sure.
No,
produce at the same time and give the kids a chance from like your club that you use. They're not like, I know football is now a business, but they're not like a dollar amount on top of their heads. Yeah. Like that's how like some clubs do it. And I think like with Chelsea, we all thought they were like that until we saw this team come through. Yeah. You know what I mean? And same with Arsenal. Like everyone can say what they want about Arsenal. Smith Rowe, Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but nonetheless, I think, it's interesting with the City PSG thing, but hopefully Romelu does go to Chelsea because that would shake up the league. I
have a lot of love for Romelu.
If he does, I'm fucking huge fan of Romelu. I wanted to call my dog Romelu, but I wasn't allowed to. But yeah, it's a cavoodle. But nonetheless, Big Rom is one of the best in the world, whether you like it or not. He is one of the best in the world.
He'd be great at Chelsea.
Statistics don't lie. Yeah. And he's like, even that goal for Belgium, when he caught, like, he bumped the guy off the ball and then it looked like it was going out strength, and he come back in. And then De Bruyne and the Hazard brothers did their thing. But yeah, Romelu up front and a little Timo Werner and Kai Havertz off the channels next to him. Yeah. Well, like even in the channels playing as like centre forward, right forward, left forward. Yeah. Timo would do some damage, I reckon, with a bit of pressure taken off him.
He's just got to finish. Rom can hold it up. He can do all the striker stuff. Timo's just got to be in the position to finish it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Timo is in the position to finish it. He's just not confident. This is what I say to people. Like every miss you see, he's in a position to score. That's what you got to take away from what he's been doing. Same with Bobby Firmino. Every position he's in a position to score. Sometimes he just doesn't back himself. It happens all the time with strikers, and it's merely confidence. That UCL would give Timo huge confidence.
Yeah,
but that if transfers wise, that's
about it.
It was a big week.
Yeah, it was a big week.
Yeah, it was a big week for big clubs.
Yeah, nothing for the small fries like Everton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Fiorentina, bro, we're fucked. We can't sign anything to save our lives. So, yeah. Fiorentina put out a TikTok saying, Messi, would you like to join us? And Messi hasn't replied yet, but we are in talks. And
TikTok
we'll see what happens.
In TikTok direct messages.
Yeah, we are in talks with Messi, so hopefully we can bring him in. But, yeah, we'll keep everyone updated on the Messi front and what
definitely.
we think of it, especially City and PSG fronts in general. And, yeah, thank you for watching another week of Transfer Weekly.
Yes.
Stay on side and stay not racist.
Yes. Adios.
Presented by Helos and Co.
Oh, yes.
Me and Lil J, we Scotty MJ. Passing the rock, we're hitting the fade. Pull up in a whip with 21 bays. Here come the bastards, 21 days. Gun you, boy, I know he's a waste. Baby, I know that you want a little taste. I know you want all the bass in your face. Brand new bag and brand new nails. Me and Lil J, we Scotty MJ. Passing the rock, we're hitting the fade. Pull up in a whip with 21 bays. Here come the bastards, 21 days. Gun you.